Hello, everybody, and welcome back to an exciting episode of Fanzone Debate. We are in round number 1 of our tournament. This is match number 2 of said tournament, and we've got an exciting one for you today. We got the number 3 seed, Mr. Bill Cariola. He's going up against the number 6 seed, Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro. Both men have challenged for the belt. Both have been successful in the debate rings. So very fun to see them back. I always enjoy having them here. It sucks when there's two people here who are like really, really good at this and also really, really entertaining, and only one of them can move on to the next match. It just makes it a little disappointing. But at the same time, I think we're in for a very fun one. At least very interesting conversations. So I'm looking forward to this. We got on the desk with me today, Mr. Mark Menchaca. Mark, how are you, my friend? And are you looking forward to this match?
Oh, yeah, and doing well. Should be fun. I'm not sure if God thought this would be fun. He tried really hard to prevent this match, but, I think we're in for a decent one.
Yes, he did. And then, Cody, how are you doing, my friend? And are you excited for this one?
Yeah, I think this is like one of the last ones I get to judge for a while, so I always like coming back to judge. I'm not looking forward to either one that gets there. I played Nazario already. Nazario was chaotic and crazy when he was debating, but I think he's really good, and I would like to play Bill. Have I played Bill?
I don't think so.
No, I have not played Bill. No, because I'm still sane, so I have not played Bill. So it would be fun. I'm always looking for new challengers. I think this is like one of those on paper that's like chaotic but have great debaters involved in it. So like they're not just chaotic, they're actually good at it. So we'll see what happens. Because this could go. Luckily, we only have we have a set number of questions, because if this was like trivia, it could go multiple rounds with this chaos. But luckily, we have set numbers. So.
That's fair. All right. Well, we are going to bring in the lower seeded player first, Mr. VHS Nazario. Nazario, welcome to the match. I'm very excited to see you back in debate. Like I said, it's always fun to see you and Bill in debate, and it's always sad that one of you has to go out. So do you think that you've done the prep needed in order to guarantee that next win? Or, you didn't draft Pedro Almodovar or whatever, so yeah. How are you feeling about the match?
Prep? No. I've been dealing with diarrhea and vomit for the last 10 days.
Same. Not actually.
But I'm still confident that I can bullshit my way through a few of these. So, however, I like Bill, so it's kind of heartbreaking.
I know.
Actually have to, take him down.
Yeah, it is sad, when you play someone like a Coho or someone, it's fun to punch them in the face a little bit, but when you got to play someone like Bill or Jacoby or, Kirk, someone we like, it's pretty tough. Coho, suck it. All right, we're going to bring in Bill. Bill, welcome. As the number 3 seed, you get to go up against Nazario. Lots of really great players in this tournament, and but I think Cody's right. This one has the potential to be chaotic with really great debates. So how are you feeling about it going up against Nazario?
I do not have diarrhea, but I also just have the bathroom habits of an 80-year-old. Like every time I shit, it's an emergency. So it set off the smoke alarm yesterday. I don't even know how I pulled that one off. Like that was her. But you know what? Don't have fried rice and cupcakes for breakfast. Anyway, rest in peace, all your eardrums. Me and Nazario are going to go to town. You know who's going to win today? The internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, guys. Well, this is how it's going to work. So the players drafted categories. We gave them questions based on those categories. They're going to debate those tonight before our very souls. So they each get a 1-minute opening for each question, followed by 5-minute freeform, followed by 1-minute closing. At the end of the debate, Cody, Mark, and I will write on our handy dandy boards who we thought won the debate. So 2 out of 3 votes wins you a point, and the first person to 3 points wins the match. Guys, any questions as we head into the first question?
No.
Okay, let's do this. right, we're going to kick this off with the first category, which was drafted by Bill in the category of Criminal Underworld. The question is, who is the coolest Criminal Underworld character? So we're going to start with Bill on this one. Bill, you have 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking. I will come in to give you a 10-second warning when the time comes.
For coolest in all of the Criminal Underworld, there was a lot of options, but I feel really good about mine. I went with Kane from John Wick Chapter 4, as played by Earth's greatest human, Donnie Yen. If you're not familiar, shame on you. But for those of the uninitiated, Kane is also an assassin in the world of John Wick, and he is by far the coolest motherfucker that ever lived. He is blind, and watching this blind guy wreck shop, run through everybody, barely breaking a sweat, is some of the coolest shit I have ever seen in my life, as only Donnie Yen can do. He is in charge all the time. I don't think I've seen any human person punch as fast as he can and do some of the crazy shit that he can do, all while actually being blind. He is by far the most compelling, visually aesthetic, unique skill set. Donnie Yen rules.
Time. All right. We're going to bring in Mr. Montenegro for his 1 minute opening.
I agree that the best Criminal Underworld series is John Wick, but it's because of motherfucking John Wick. Keanu Reeves brings this stoic, cool-ass fucking character to life, and he just fucking nails it every single movie he made. He's been in 4 movies, and nobody has ever grown tired of John Wick. The man looks cool, is slick, and has a fucking morals code. Like, you're gonna steal my car, I'll wreck your fucking life. You kill my fucking dog, there goes your whole fucking family. And he does all of this while looking debonair and panache. And like, yeah, what am I gonna do now? I have to go kill 25 motherfuckers. But what am I gonna do? I'm gonna first go get a suit, I'm gonna get a tie, I'm gonna look fucking nice, get the best fucking weapons I can, and just look like a cool badass while doing it. Fucking John Wick!
Time. All right. So Kane versus Wick. 5 minute freeform when one of you starts talking. I will throw up the 1 minute warning when the time comes. I will throw up the let's move on if I feel like a point is going on too long. And if you aren't letting your opponent talk, I will throw up the let your opponent talk. Don't make me do that, or I will send Nick Tuig to your house. So 5 minute freeform when one of you starts talking.
I like Nick. That's not a punishment.
Fine.
Yeah.
You're the first person to ever say that. I've been waiting for someone to say, oh, I would like a visit.
He's a cool dude. I'm just saying.
Okay, sorry, go.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about while Nick is. We would agree one of the coolest.
I mean,
people.
if we had picked Nick Tuig, that
would have been a slam dunk. But I did pick the slightly cooler guy. I'm sorry. So and let me explain why. All the things you explained about John Wick. It only took one movie for Donnie Yen to pull it, for Kane to pull that off, and he motherfucker's blind. Wrecking shop, the whole kitchen fight. I show that to people. I actually get aroused watching that. That is how awesome that shit is. And he is a lot smarter and more cunning than John Wick, using like sounds, using like the devices, like trapping guys, outthinking everybody. I'm sorry, man. Like Kane's fucking rules.
So your guy basically has to go daredevil and have superpowers to be the cool guy you think he is. If he wasn't blind, he wouldn't be half as cool as you're supposed to be. And it's just a gimmick that they gave to a character to make him different. John Wick is just a straight up guy with a straight up moral code and a straight up mission to do. And he looks fucking badass cool doing it. And guess what? Unlike your freaking Kane guy, he doesn't betray his best fucking friend. He goes to Japan to kill another friend just because they are pushing his buttons. The only way you get John Wick to go against something he won't do is if you already have a blood oath with him. That is the way. What is the blood oath for Kane?
I'm sorry. I don't care about the red tape of the underworld. I want to see a motherfucker be cool. And here's the thing. All right. You're going on about all that. Let's talk about the shorthand visual storytelling of having Kane go up against, well, just for now, we'll say Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat movie. because his real name escapes me right now. But that dude,
Japanese guy.
yeah, fucking that dude rules, and he gets his ass handed to him. And who bet? Like, if you know what, if you got to go out, I'd rather it be my friend and do it to my face like a fucking G, just like Donnie Yen does. And here's the other thing, and I will say this: Donnie Yen has something that Keanu Reeves lacks, and that is pure charisma and machismo. It oozes out of his.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Moved the blind aspect from him, he still rules. He doesn't.
Keanu Reeves looks like a fucking badass. Like you keep saying I'm back. Well, I'm thinking I'm back. That's fucking John Wick. And you're saying he's going against Scorpion? Fine. John Wick went against the fucking I forgot his name. The cook in the third one, the sushi guy. He went against both guys from the fucking Raid movies. Kicked their ass. And like I said, he has fucking straight line. When he has to do something, he's fucking do it. You think like you're gonna make ruin my fucking life and go hide in the fucking Continental and I won't shoot you in the fucking face? Fuck you! I shot you in the fucking face. That is how much he doesn't care. That much he projects like that is a cool ass dude. Like he has his own set of rules and he will follow.
Think of like let's go to the kitchen scene. I'm going to use this one a lot because I think it encapsulates the coolness of this character. It is crazy. They're getting bombarded. You will go over at Kane. He is eating noodles. He has not a care in the world, and he is calm, cool, and collected while everyone else is freaking out around him. And what does he do? He's like, all right, yeah, and like still chewing his food, manages to kill 2 fucking dudes without even being able to say just like pop, pop, pop. Gets them to like basically mess up. And then he just fucking wrecks their world. And then wrecks everybody he comes into contact with. And he looks cooler than John Wick. I'm sorry. Just everything Donnie Yen does is the epitome of I wish I could be this human being.
Kane's character just comes in the last movie like, hey, I'm the one he's going to be like the very cool version of John Wick, but blind.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
he cannot match what John has already done 3 fucking movies ahead. The man has killed 200 fucking people.
Yeah.
Already. Like, and he has barely broken like a sweat. Like he gets his ass beat sometimes. He got thrown out of a fucking building and he just like, yeah, okay, I'll get a new fucking suit and come back and kick your ass.
Here's the thing.
The only thing your guy has is the blind gimmick. That is the thing he has.
Here's the thing. This is the thing my whole thing is going to hinge on. When it came down at the end, face to face, the 2 of them, Kane won. John Wick died. Nope. John Wick lost.
Nope.
Kane won that duel.
He did not win.
He did. John Wick is literally dead.
John let him did what he was supposed to. He's like, I'm going to open this window here so you take the shot and then we can have what we want to
because he knew Kane ruled. He would have
time. Okay. We're going to start with Nazario. Nazario, you get to close first. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
I like that he brought up the final fucking duel because they were very, very tight. And the only way that Kane took the upper hand is because John let him take the upper hand. Because he knew he needed that to happen. So the other guy would feel fucking confidence and go like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put the fucking final bullet in your head, Pennywise motherfucker. But instead, he got fucking shot in the face because that was his plan all along. Like, you're telling me, like, yeah, your guy is so fucking cool. He's going to take out John Wick. He just fell into what Wick wanted him to do anyway. That was the plan. Has your guy fallen down the same fucking stairs like 300 fucking times just before a fucking duel and still carry his weight? Nobody expected John to fucking make it to the duel. He had to go through like 5 hordes of people. He had to beat an entire building of motherfuckers. Fall down the stairs repeatedly. There, he still get there and leave the open way for Kane to just do what he wanted to do anyway. Come on. Shit.
Come on, shit. Striking for the record. Sorry, I'm distracted because 2 dogs are attacking my wife.
You bought a new one? Damn.
No, it's my parents' dog. They're in Italy, so we're babysitting. Bill, you now have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
you can say John let him win, but I think in reality, John knew he couldn't beat him. And I know you're going on about, look at all the stuff that happens. John Wick gets beat up. John Wick gets beat up. Donnie Yen doesn't need to get beat up because he's got the upper hand every time he comes into that scene. Kane is the coolest motherfucker that ever lived. Every time he's in a situation, he completely controls it. Everything about him is just visually striking. You know exactly what to do. This guy is just pure charisma on a stick with a walking stick, Matt. But for really, John Wick is a bit overexposed. We've seen it just done a million times, and the character is stale. Whereas Kane is a breath of fresh air in that franchise, but especially just as a whole, just the mystery and the intrigue of his character. I want to know more about him. I think John Wick has run his course. John Wick is fine, but Kane is just that much cooler. And there is just so much more possibilities with him. And that's what makes him just the coolest guy ever. Donnie Yen fucking rules.
Time. Oh my God, Bucky.
He's being very dramatic.
Oh man. Okay.
Be careful around that dog. Questionable behavior.
He does have some questionable behavior. That's true. He's given up though on sharing the couch with another 100-pound dog.
Mark Dacascos. That's the name of the sushi guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were looking for the character name. That's fucking good scene, though. Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Are the other judges ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Both great picks. I'm surprised no one picked Dom Toretto.
What?
I couldn't hear Iron Giant mumble through anything else.
That was for Maggie. She gave me one of these.
He's a superhero.
No, I think these are two great picks. A lot of people from this franchise you could have picked. There's a lot of really cool characters in this. Ultimately, against my judgment in the sense that I like the other person's choice more, I went with Bill because I just thought the argument was stronger. In my opinion, I like John Wick. I think John Wick is a cooler character, but it's hard to deny how cool Donnie Yen is. And Bill was able to, they both fell into the trap of just saying things that the characters do and letting us assume that they are cool only because of the things they do, not necessarily like why they're doing them or like how they do them or anything. But Bill gave me more on that, even though like I think Nazario fell into a trap of like John's in 4 movies, so there's more that he's done. But I thought Bill, even just using that one kitchen scene of talking about like the way he acts, his dialogue, the way he looks, how he fights, like it all just worked for me pretty well. So I went with Bill. Cody.
I'm a representative of Kirk and Cody Enterprise of hating coolest questions. This is a clear indication that this, like, no one knows how to argue coolest because, like, blind. I don't know if that makes somebody cool because they're blind, but hey, I'm not going to say you're not cool if you're blind, but it was just like, this motherfucker kills people. This whole franchise kills people. Everybody kills people. I think the biggest takedown was like John Wick is just Kane is just the blind John Wick version. Like and he's given me. And I think Nazario just had more to work with. I gave it to Nazario because Nazario had like 4 movies to go over with a bunch of facts. Kane had 1, but I don't know if they outweighed each other because they really didn't argue the question. They just listed who kills the most, which if this was deadliest, I don't know who wins, but yeah. What was yours?
All right, Mark, you're deciding one right off the bat.
Yeah, I haven't been here as long as you guys, but I never really know how to judge this thing whenever we go with coolest. It's usually a weird one.
We have
to go.
T-shirts.
But I don't know. It just kind of went with feel here, and also just kind of what people brought to the table. So in that case, I did go with Nazario. He just like kind of piggyback on what Cody said, he just kind of had a lot more to work with, and he felt like he had kind of brought a lot more examples, at least to kind of cling on to what made John Wick cooler.
I even forgot to say that fucking Donnie Yen dies at the end of John Wick 4.
No,
Bitch
he doesn't.
felt like a bitch.
He's alive in the. You didn't see the post credit scene. He's totally
alive in the end.
He's alive.
He
No,
lives.
the woman's gonna go and stick him.
Oh no,
He's going with the girl.
Donnie Yen will easily take care of that.
Shut the debate's over, boys. All right, we're moving on.
I don't know if you've been around forever, but yeah.
Let's go to the next question. One that I'm not looking forward to. But this is Cody hates worst while we're doing worst because I have to fucking talk about Jason Mewes again. So your question is, what is the worst performance in a Mewes film? Doesn't necessarily have to be Mewes himself. So Nazario, you get to kick this one off. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
When you talk about shit acting and shit characters in a movie where Gay Mewes appears, oh my god, Alice Wen in the reboot of Jay and Silent Bob, it's just straight up trash. She spends half the movie pretending to be a Chinese girl who doesn't really fucking talk and just like in the mic like this, and then she fucking just buries the whole ending of that movie. She just kills it, making a stupid ass reveal that she's secretly a Russian agent speaking like this, with this, even the stupid fucking laugh and the cat suit, and then everything becomes just a shitty, lame ass Russian invasion of America, because we hate Americans and pop culture, and she doesn't even look Russian. She doesn't even have a decent accent. Her whole character becomes speaking with this voice and laughing of the American stupidity. And she fucking kills it. Like the movie dies. Doesn't come back.
All right. Let's go to Bill. Bill, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
Now, if you want to talk about bad performances, I had a buffet to choose from in the actress that is Jennifer Schwalbach. If you don't know who that is, Kevin Smith loves to hire his family for fucking everything to ruin everything. But his wife is by far just, I would say it's like a plank of wood, but that's insulting wood. And the loosely performance I went with was Clerks 2, and it is easily the most devoid of anything performance in that whole film. She is just completely stoic. She is static. At no point in time do I even believe she is not I don't believe she's in love with Dante, and I certainly don't believe she likes people or knows how a human functions. It is just horrible to watch. I think I'd rather watch active surgery on burn units.
Jesus time. Oh my god. All right. 5 minute free form when one of you starts talking.
Here's the thing. That performance you pick is one of the least meaningful on the film. She has like 3 whole scenes in the movie. Her only job is to be there and be shocked when she shows up and they are fucking a monkey in the ass in the last scene while her
Did you see your own movie? It's a donkey.
It's a donkey. I know.
It's a donkey. Did you see your own movie? I'm just saying.
What did I say?
You said monkey. I think you're confusing it with the joke we were not
they're fucking the donkey.
Yeah.
This is the thing. She is a bad actress, but that is not even her worst performance. Her worst performance is in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, when she's supposed to be a diamond heist killer and she can barely move athletically. My performance ruins the fucking movie. The movie was okay. I'm not saying post Clerks 2, post Heart Attack Kevin Smith is any good, but in my movie, it was decent. It was a lot of callback. It was a lot of nostalgia, member berries, and then this fucking thing goes and it just dies.
Nazario, you're ignorant slut. Let me school you with some shit here. Okay, first off, we're gonna go back to Jen real quick because you're saying she's incidental and she's not even in a whole bunch. She is literally in the emotional core of the fucking film. The big scene where I let you with a big scene where Dante finally tells Rosario Dawson he loves her and she's pregnant and she has to be there and she has to react to that. And I've seen more realistic crying in an R. Kelly interview. Like, that was awful. And Alice Wen, you know what? I rewatched it and I'm going to tell you right now, At least she understood the movie she was in was a piece of shit, and she played it accordingly. So
you
I
agree
know
that
what,
her performance was a
hold
piece
on.
of shit? Thank you.
Nothing. No.
Thank
What
you.
I mean is, what I mean is, she knew the movie was bad. She hammed it up to the nth degree and fucking nails what that character is supposed to be. If she would have just said moose and squirrel, I would have thrown an Oscar at this woman. After watching fucking Jen Swalback have to say the word pooter, I want to fucking gag. Please tell me.
The whole ending of Jay and Silence Bob reboot hang on this scene at the end of the Comic-Con thing. If they had a semi-decent villain, this movie wouldn't be as fucking dead as it is in this movie. Her performance is so bad, she doesn't even get an ending. That when they deal with her character, they're in the middle of fighting her and her minions, the fucking fistmen, who don't even use fucking lube. That when they're in that scene, Kevin Smith just said like, yeah, let's just fucking move on to the next scene, and they just
he's a
fade out.
What do you expect, man?
They fade out and they fade in into a thing that has nothing to do with it, because this performance was so bad that it just ended the film. And like I said, it's based on two things: talking with this fake accent like she was Russian and laughing at the American stupid ha ha ha. At least,
okay, I'm sorry, if I may.
At least,
just even hearing that made me laugh more than anything happening in Clerks 2, just to be clear, or just in general. But
that's insulting in another level.
Well, hold on 1 minute. Let's pump the brakes here. So here's the thing. Throughout the movie, there's a few scenes where we have to build Jen Schwalbach as not only believable, but I have to believe that she is in love with Dante and that he loves her. And at no point in time do I believe she wants to be there. I was half surprised she wasn't just checking her phone to order a DoorDash. Everything out of her mouth is like a turd falling into my drink. It is just awful. It is hackneyed. The dialogue is just wretched to listen to. And she just keeps coming back into this film and ruining it.
She has 3 scenes.
Alice Wren isn't in it enough to, like, first off, Jigsaw reboot's fucking terrible. Nothing about it's good. Everything is just a bad film, but at least she understood the assignment and played it accordingly. And I actually got a chuckle out of that over-the-top performance.
The Chasing Amy scene is pretty great, but I'm telling you, like, Jen Schwalbach is in 3 scenes of Clerks 2, and she is actually in one of the fucking best scenes of the movie when she says to fucking Dante, "Come outside with me, I have a present for you," and they go outside and they find fucking Jay dickless naked in front of the store, and he says like, "Is this my gift?"
That's nothing she did. I'm amazed she knows where the outdoors is.
It was a scene with her. I laughed there more than anything that Alice Wren did.
You're not laughing at her.
And by the way,
she is bad. You said she's bad.
You're saying that she was incidental to the movie Alice Wren? She's in the 75% of the movie. The only thing is that in 50% of that, she's just like this.
Which is a kind of a funny bit.
Which is a fucking annoying bit. And then in the end, she just goes for the shitter. Jen Schwalbach is not an Oscar-winning actress. She is okay.
She's not a Razzie-winning actress.
She does protect her character's love for Dante. And
no, she doesn't.
I'm sorry. You didn't like the way she reacted seeing her fucking fiance kiss somebody else while she's holding a birthday cake while somebody's fucking a donkey.
I didn't believe it.
That reaction.
What the fuck is going on? All right, Bill, we're going to start with you. 1 minute to close when you start talking.
We're not debating on which one of these is the better movie because it's like which one of my balls would I rather get crushed, to be clear. But at least Alice, when she was handed this, knew what this was and knew how to just ham it up and chew the scenery like a fucking pro. And I'm sorry, I will laugh hysterically over the top Russian accents any day of the week. It actually made for a funny bit and one of the few shining bright spots in an otherwise piece of shit film. Jen Schwalbach is a fucking charisma black hole in everything she touches, but especially this movie, where I have to believe that she is in love with a person that I don't think she even knows their first name. Her acting is stilted. Her delivery is dry. At no point in time do I even believe for a second she even wants to be there, knows who these people are, or has anything to just of resonating what is like actual human emotion.
Time. Okay. We're gonna move over to Nazario. Nazario, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
Alice Run is a waste of a good ending of a movie. They wanted to do like a kind of a spy ending spoof for the final of the reboot, and they just picked a very bad actress. She's an Asian actress pretending to be Russian, pretending to be like a Roger Moore type villain from the 70s in a movie that has nothing to do with anything like that. It's annoying. Her laughing is annoying. Her jokes make no fucking sense, and she doesn't even get an ending. She just gets whooshed out of the movie because there's no point to her wasting the last 20 minutes of that movie. It really just stops the movie dead on its tracks. Jennifer Schwartzbach is not a good actress. She's fine. He put her in the movie because it's his wife. But my point is, like, if you're gonna pick a bad Jennifer Schwartzbach performance, you pick the first one, where she was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where she couldn't act at all, and where she couldn't even perform the stunts that were required of that character. When we get to Clerks 2, she has developed a little more her acting skills. She is more believable. She can pretend to love somebody, and she acts okay.
This all sounds terrible.
These are just bad. These movies are bad. So.
I like Clerks 2. Shut up.
It's almost okay.
What a monkey fucking something I was out.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here?
I don't want to discuss why he got confused with that, but we will get fucking kicked off.
I just want to be like.
Did you watch Clerks 3 though?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of these.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't know. It's like an abusive relationship. Why?
I've seen Zack and Miri, and I like that movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
All right, Mark, you're kicking us off.
I am, but I decided. Okay. Well, I've seen a couple of these. Fine. I think where I kind of leaned on here a little bit. And I think kind of because I think both people kind of hinted at it of like both of these performances are bad. And I don't think nobody really fought each other on that one. But I feel like kind of where I'm leaning my vote is kind of whose performance I think was felt most by the film. I think Nazario just kind of made me lean on that one a little bit, where his character, like his actress, was worse in their movie, and it's felt more. Where I think he kind of exposed at least the Clerks 2 performance is one that's you could probably get by without noticing that one too much.
All right, I'll go next. Mark, you are not the odd man out tonight for like the first time in a long time. I went Nazario. I would tend to agree. I thought that, again, not knowing much about these movies, I think both did a good job of telling me why their performances are bad. But Nazario, kind of painted it more for me of like not necessarily why you wouldn't notice that Bill's was bad, but that like there are still parts that she's in that still are funny, even though she's not like the crux of the scene, and also that there's so little of her that it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So I went with Nazario. Cody, where are you going?
So, I'm a huge fan of worse questions. But the thing was, the question is not like who's the most impactful in the scene or who has to be in the most. Like the worst is the worst. If they're in for 12 minutes and 12 seconds and they just like show their balls on screen, maybe I would consider that worse. I don't know. In this movie, anything's possible, apparently. But they went back and forth, and Nazario's, that was his big takedown. He's like, she doesn't do anything in the film. She's hardly involved in it, blah, blah. That's why she's bad. But she is a bad. Like, it was just like this agreement that they were bad. I didn't know how to judge this because they were both just agreeing that both performances are bad. So I just went with the person that was the most pissed off about the performance, and it was Bill. So Bill seemed like he was angry about her, and Nazar's like, they just gave her the wrong choices.
Pretty bad.
I'll go with it. So I'll just go with that. But again, you probably too were right, and I was wrong in this one because I have zero knowledge on this subject matter.
Yeah, Cody, you're muted.
I'm
Tim.
muted.
My bad.
I always say that.
So that means that Nazario wins the point.
Yeah.
And is up.
Jeez, but it might be an early night.
and he's up 2-0. So here's how this is gonna work. So one more, we're going into the third question, and Bill needs to hit it in order to send it to the fourth question. So the question is coming from Bill. He drafted this. And the question is, what is the best 90s Shannon Tweed film?
This is the best day of my life. Oh, God.
Bill, you get to kick it off. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
Cool thing. I'm a simple man. I like simple things. I like a good steak. I enjoy my coffee. My breakfast usually consists of a very poorly made breakfast sandwich from Wawa and like 2 or 3 cigarettes. That's just how I operate as a human being. But I am the world's easiest lay for a subgenre of films that I would like to call Die Hard on a blank, because Die Hard is one of history's most perfect films. And if I want to watch Die Hard at a beauty pageant, look no further than No Contest. Because holy Jesus, this film is pure 100% grade A Wisconsin cheese. It is amazing. We have the close quarters. We have the John McClane part, which has been gender flipped into Shannon Tweed, who is playing a former Miss Galaxy, who is also a black belt, whoops all the ass, and fucking Andrew Dice Clay being the Hans Gruber. This film is so much fun.
All right, we are going to move over to Nazario. Nazario, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
I perfectly want to take my opponent tonight for opening my eyes to this subsection of films, the 90s Shannon Tweed films. I watched 4, and I had a good time in general. But if I have to pick the best one of it, I have to go with Cold Sweat. Because unlike the other ones who feel more like a goofy B takes on something, this actually is meaningful. It's a story about a hitman who, during one of his hits, accidentally ends up having to kill an innocent woman because she saw more than she was supposed to by accident, and how this haunts him for the rest of his life. And he doesn't realize that he in the deep parts of his soul, he had some morals about it. Like, it's not the same when you have to shoot somebody you know is a prick and you're getting paid for, but when you have to kill somebody who didn't deserve it just because he was in the wrong place the wrong time. And it's just complicated. It develops into a very interesting story mix with Shannon Tweed's story about her marriage and her affairs, and it's good
time. Okay, all right, guys, 5 minute freeform, and one of you starts talking.
Okay, here's the first thing. On no fucking plane of any existence do I believe for 1 second that Shannon Tweed would be married to Doug fucking McKenzie. That is just laughably ridiculous.
That is why she's having an affair with 2 other men.
First off, and let's look at who she's having the affair with. We have Adam, fucking sentient sack of human shit, Adam Baldwin. So immediately your movie loses points with me.
Have you not seen Firefly? The man is a genius.
The man is fucking human pun scum. I would rather pay a homeless man to fucking punch my asshole in than have to watch that guy. He is a despicable human being. And then we have fucking the mate, like what's his name from Mission Impossible is the other person to have the affair. Like, this is just none of these guys. None of these guys add up to history's most perfect woman. I'm sorry, I don't believe it for a second.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, man. She's with them because it's convenient for her. She loves Adam Baldwin. You can't deny that.
Kittredge, to paint the picture.
Okay. But she's with the other 2 because of the money and the convenience. And she is the smartest fucking character in the movie. That is undeniable. That woman has skill. She's married to the first one because of the money. She's fucking the partner because she knows they are going to end up splitting that. And she's going to still be fucking the one who actually ends up with the prize. But she also has Adam Baldwin on the side because that is the one she actually cares about. And this is all mixed. This is all mixed with the guy who is supposed to be hired to kill one of the associates, the Mission Impossible guy, and he cannot do it because he's being haunted by that mistake he just made.
Do you hear how fucking convoluted that sounds? That is 3 different movies happening at once. And here's
You're
the
the one talking about fucking Die Hard on a beauty pageant.
I did let you go, but this is where I'm going to come in here. This is my house. Let me put my affairs in order here. Thank you very much. Your movie is two movies smushed together that just are barely disconnected, and the pacing is just really poor. Scenes go on way too long. Mine knows exactly the movie it is. Hey, Die Hard, hotel, beauty pageant. We're going to flip the script a little bit, and it's going to be a Miss Galaxy contestant, and she's going to whoop everybody's ass. She's going to credibly look like she beats up Roddy fucking Piper.
Right.
I'm sorry, but she does. Roddy Piper playing the Carl part. Please, thank you very much. Can I have seconds? And believe it or not, Andrew Dice Clay, not only knowing the movie he's in, playing his part perfectly, and he is just chewing every minute of the scenery. And then we have what you need in a movie like this. We have her outwitting the bad guys. We have her like crawling around in the vents. We have her taking people out thinking everybody underestimating her. Fucking this movie is taunt, it's quick, it's fun, and it's quotable. And you got Robert Davia just to make the Die Hard connection even better.
The first fucking thing you started saying was, this is a cheesy B-side movie. It's a lot of fun because I enjoy derivative on this other situation. Everything you said is okay. Everything you have said is
because it's a fun movie.
Makes your movie very bad. Your movie is a pale imitation of Die Hard movie. It doesn't even compare to be saying, hey, it's Die Hard on a beauty pageant, because it's like 3 layers down on fucking copycat situations. There's nothing original in this film. The Dead Man Switch is not original. The fucking
But you remember all this?
No. Because I watched it 10 minutes ago. It's
memorable, is it not, though?
It's not best cheesy 90s Shannon Tweed film. It's best film. And I'm saying the most adult, the most complete story is this very intriguing take on why is this assassin no longer being able to fulfill his job. He sees the ghost of the woman he killed everywhere. It limits his ability to complete his job. And yes, it's two stories that are running parallel. And Shannon Tweed's story comes to a head with the hitman because he gets hired to kill one of the partners. But when the moment comes that he has to do it, he just cannot do it because he's still being haunted by doing the wrong choice. Can he make it right? Can you come back from all of that self-doubt? And while all this is happening, Shannon Tweed is keeping the performance of her life, what she's not fucking doing there. She's fucking running with a gun, shooting people.
This movie was done better when it was called Grosse Pointe Blank. So just to be clear. Also,
yours was done better as Die Hard.
Have you ever heard the expression, imitation is the serious form of flattery? There is a reason why Die Hard knockoff movies do well, because it is a proven formula. No one's trying to fucking redo, let me do this like weird half. How do you make nudity boring? You make it in cold sweat. It is just really weird. The pacing is terrible. A lot of the performances are hackneyed and phoned in.
Fuck.
You're not going to tell me Miss Galaxy whooping someone's ass is not Taekwondo rules.
All right, Nazario, we're going to start with you 1 minute when you start talking.
My movie is a serious movie. It's a drama about what happens when a hitman that is supposed to be cold-blooded and just follow a moral code can no longer fulfill his job because he made a mistake. It runs parallel to Shannon Tweed being the most smart woman in the whole fucking movie, knowing that she has to be with these two guys because of money, and while at the same time keeping Adam Baldwin, who's her actual love interest, in the back, and how she fucking manages to get away with it. Because guess what? In the end, she gets away with it. And yes, the story with the killer comes back into the movie. It's like he said, it's very sexy. It has several sex scenes that are steamy. Oh, steamy so much that it fucking sting my camera. And I'm pretty sure homeboy fucked that ghost that was haunting him at one point. This is how hot this movie is. His is just imitation on top of derivativeness, on top of cheese. And he's trying to sell you that as the best film. It would be the best film if he had an ounce of originality in it. Nothing from this movie hasn't been done better in 10 other movies.
Time. Okay. Let's go over to Bill. Bill, you have 1 minute to close when you start talking.
Cold Sweat fails to deliver on a lot of different aspects, whether it be just the pacing, the just mismatched, confused plot, direction, the very low stakes for the film. I don't want to watch a hitman with a groove of like a guilty conscience try to fuck the ghost of the voice of 90s rogue X-Men. It's just that is not my idea of a good time. It is just not fun. Now, no contest. I get a taunt, lean, fun, exciting movie. We get like all the great beats. We have Shannon Tweed, who is giving a much better performance here because she is just up against the odds. She is trying to fight back. She is outgunned, but she pulls it off believably. Probably because she's history's most perfect woman and she's 6 feet tall, but she is a lot of fun. She gets to have the quippy one-liners. She gets to look like she's actually having a good time for once, rather than playing like oh, I'm just a wife or I'm just a sex pot. Here it's like, hey, I get to kick ass and I actually get to be the heavy to Andrew Dice Clay. It's a good time.
Whew.
This is the best day ever. I don't care. I win. I win just by having to get to do this.
Movies prior to this, now this. Oh. What funny thing is Tim writing on this board? That's the question.
What the hell have I allowed to happen? That's what he's writing on this board.
All right. Cody, you get to go first.
Oh, please, yes.
Both of these were like the definition of like Coho recommended me a movie. Like, trust me, it's good. Like, you got to believe me. And then I watch them like, no. Best and Shannon Tweed just doesn't go together.
First of all, how dare you?
Well, I can change my board if everybody would like me to.
Oh, yeah.
But I end up going with Bill. I don't have a lot of rationale. Again, haven't seen either one. I had to go off of what I've heard from both competitors. Describing the movie, setting it up, I think leaning into the fun, the like chaotic version of it. I think Nazario tried to paint like a smarter film than what actually was there. But like, I think Bill's counterpoints to that like made it fall apart. So overall, I had to go with Bill on this one. Yeah, I've never been more like shouldn't be a judge ever in these last two questions. I'll be honest with you, because I'm not educated and I'm doing the best by your guys' crazy shit that you're throwing. So yeah, Bill got my vote.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I wish this fight was 6 minutes, so our competitors could have argued which of these Shannon Tweed movies was sexier. We were getting into that, and we just kind of got cut short, and I was a little upset.
I actually I let it go 30 seconds over. So
nice.
Nice.
Well, in saying that, I did go with Bill. I think my main issue with Nazario's argument is I'm not even really sure what his movie was about. Like, I'm not really sure he really painted a great picture of what that movie is. And
it's a weird one. Yeah, it really is.
And Bill, like, it's straightforward. It was succinct, Die Hard, beauty pageant, fun, maybe a little bit derivative. Who really cares? Like, so really, that's kind of where it came down with me. Like, I understood Bill's. I'm not really sure what Nazario was going with, other than I guess it has some cool sex scenes in it. But you do you, bro.
I went with Nazario. So Bill totally happy with like the Die Hard comparison, but I thought Nazario made some good points about it not being all about cheese. I thought there were a few times where Bill I think if Bill had leaned in, for me, had leaned into the cheesiness, like not like totally mattering, but he was like talking about it being cheesy, and a Die Hard spinoff, but also talking about all like the really like great like movie things it does, and it didn't like totally coalesce for me. Whereas like, and then Nazario hit him with like it's not like cheesiest movie, it's just like best film overall. And Bill also was like talking a lot about Tweed's role in the film, and it wasn't really like about her, it's like about the film. So but I actually would rather watch Bill's movie. Bill's movie sounds like a lot of fun. Nazario's
It's
movie,
free on YouTube. I'll send you the link.
perfect.
It is. I have to say, after doing the argument, it was the correct choice. That movie is a fucking riot.
And
No
2
contest
is
was
somehow
great.
better. So we'll talk about that.
All
Yeah,
right, well,
it's
Off camera.
it is very, very fucking entertaining, to a point that it surprises you when you don't think like, oh man, this is gonna be just a shitty Die Hard ripoff, and at some point it just kind of hooks you. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
well, bring it to the next episode of the round table. So
Oh, please. Yeah. I'm never
So,
allowed back on it. So.
I'll host that episode, Cody, if you don't want to. So we're moving on to the final question. Bill has made it to the fourth one, and he needs to hit this in order to send it to the bonus. So the question was drafted by Nazario in the category of Pixar. The question is, what is the best scene in an animated feature winning Pixar film? So Nazario, you get to kick this off. 1 minute when you start talking.
There are many. There are many scenes that we could have gone with, but I do believe the one that resonates the most with me personally is One Last Playtime with Andy in Toy Story 3. At the point this movie was released, it basically was the ending of a trilogy of stories that it were all about a kid, his toys, and growing up. And when he finally has the age that he goes to college, he had made the choice that he wanted to keep Woody, and he still collected all his childhood toys because they reminded me of an innocent time. They reminded him when he was happy, and he just chose this little girl that he felt he was gonna be good to them. And then when he's gonna give it to them, she's like, you wanna play? And he's like, yes, I want to play. And you see this boy trying to relive the best moments of his childhood, like redoing scenes that we have seen in the previous movie about him just having this pure innocent fun with his own toys for one last time, and then saying goodbye to them, to Woody. Goodbye, cowboy. Is fucking beautiful.
Time. All right, we're gonna go over to Bill. Bill, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
What I went with was the montage from Up. And if you're not familiar, first off, shame on you. What happens is there is a masterclass in visual storytelling without an ounce of dialogue. They tell you and convey the entire life of two people that are in love with each other. It shows them meeting, coming together, getting married, wanting to go on adventures, the heartbreak of not being able to have children, but then the idea of like, we can still have a fulfilling life together. And it just really fuels who Carl is as a person going forward through the rest of the film. It is amazingly profound how in just 2, maybe 3 minutes tops, with no words spoken, they can tell one of the most emotionally beautiful love stories in film that everyone can just relate to. The idea of love, loss, and friendship, it's timeless.
Time. All right, so I'm gonna cry by the end of this 5 minute free.
Probably, yeah. I'm getting a little misty thinking about both of these. So I'm gonna because you said it. When this came out, it was fine. But here's the thing, and this is the gripe. If Toy Story 4 didn't exist, you would have an argument. But unfortunately, every piece of goodwill is undone by the existence of Toy Story 4. It is just a dump on this beautiful ending that might have been great, but now has retroactively just been completely ruined.
Of course not, because Andy's not in Toy Story 4. This is the continuation of the Toy Story, because, you know, toys live forever. They just keep going. They're going to give you more stories. But
Until
you already
they die.
closed Andy's chapter, so you already closed that part of your childhood that you remember so happily about. You totally misread that fucking clip, man.
No,
You know
I
what?
didn't.
You know what that 3 minutes? You know what
I-
that 3 minutes is for Up? It's the summary of a fucking toxic relationship, man. Ellie is abusive from Carl from the moment they met. All she does is push her will onto him, make him fall, make him break his leg, make him do whatever she wants to fucking do. And that is what they do on their whole life. You think that man picked to be a balloon salesman in the fucking zoo? No, she wanted to be a
Absolutely he did.
zookeeper. She wanted to be a zookeeper.
He wanted to be
and he
near
was
the
stuck
woman he
to
loved.
be there because that's all what he just wanted to be with
He
her.
wanted to be near the woman he loved. And now here's the
Everything
thing.
that they
You
wanted
can
to do,
argue all you
everything
want.
they wanted to do was what she wanted to do.
You can argue all you want that it closes off the trilogy, but it just doesn't. Like, The Matrix would have been one of the greatest movies ever made if the fucking Matrix Reloaded didn't happen. And unfortunately, it's so bad, it retroactively makes the Matrix less of a film. This happens constantly. There's a reason why we kind of frown at the name of The Godfather, because The Godfather 3 exists. And 1 and 2 are perfect films. And if they were just those, everyone would have been fine. But we're talking about this scene and how in just 2 minutes, we get an entire love story with no words. Most films don't have scenes this amazingly good. And not only that, the core of this drives the entire plot. It is basically the fuel of Carl's entire character arc. Yours is just a, let me play one time, and then I'm going to go fuck women in college because I'm an adult now. So I'm just going to forget this, which kind of just ruins every bit of emotion.
Every single sequel that you mentioned, they take that original main character, add more shit to it, and make it less compelling for the beginning. This is Andy's goodbye. Andy moves on. The only time you see Andy in Toy Story 4 is a flashback just to explain why they don't have Bo Peep anymore in Toy Story 3. But his story is over. Andy, they don't ruin Andy because they don't touch Andy. They just let it be on that happy, perfect goodbye that they gave us. What I was saying in this, every single thing you mentioned in that short from Up is, what does Ellie want from Carl? She wants to be a zookeeper, so he has to become a fucking balloon guy. She wants to have a kid, so they try. Oh, she doesn't get to have a kid. You know what I want? I want to go on a trip. I want to go on an adventure. Even in death, after she dies, he still is trying to fucking make her happy. Everything, the rest of that movie, he's just like, well, what would Ellie want to do? That's all I understand. That has all I have been educated to do in my life. So I guess I'll fucking go. And by going to Paradise Fall, he even has to a fallout with his fucking childhood hero. That relationship with Ellie costs him his childhood hero.
I think, and I've never said this before, you are my friend, but I think you're watching movies wrong. Did you watch Fight Club and like root for Tyler Durden? Like, are you one of those guys? Like,
Edward
how do you
Norton
watch this perfect scene and come to the conclusion of Ellie is an awful human being? No, she is not.
Yeah.
They are wonderful. They have their entire life. In fact, it's drilled in later on when he looks through the book and he sees all the wonderful things they've done over their life. She really was like his greatest adventure, and he was hers. And it is beautiful. I'm sorry that your movie got fucking retroactively shit upon by the existence of the Awful Four. That is just so bad.
Like,
it
I'm
really
telling you,
does
man,
just
you
ruin.
keep bringing up a movie that
It
has nothing to
kills
do
it.
with my point.
But
It has nothing to do with my
your
point. My
movie,
point has
because
to
you
do
even
with
said
Andy.
it. You even said it because you knew it. When this came out, it was great. You said that, and that's what
I said it was great because it was at the time.
Ruins 3. You can't emotionally
I am
separate
telling you
yourself from
why
how bad
it doesn't matter that 4 exists, because in the difference of all those examples that you made, they don't take Andy and they bring him back like, I want all my toys back, and now I'm going to become an adult who is going to have another adventure.
But that's the reason
Woody.
why you had to
That
preface
is not
it
why
with,
it doesn't
it's
matter.
Like,
man.
when it came out, it was fine because you knew 4 is bad.
All right, Bill, we're starting with you. 1 minute when you start talking.
The thing about Up and why it works so well in these 2 minutes is it is so impactful to the rest of the movie, but even by itself, this scene is amazing. And we could throw out everything else because we're not talking about everything else. We're talking about this scene. The idea of an entire life of love, of just friendship, of adventure, of heartbreak, of sorrow, of loss. everyone can absolutely understand that. And that is not an easy thing to do. And to do that all without words just really hammers home the point of why this movie won an award. Toy Story 3 is good, don't get me wrong, but even Nazario said it. When it came out, it was fine. But and you just can't help it. Like, it is completely tarnished by the existence of 4. It robs that whole emotion, and it just makes that fall flat now because I know what's coming after that. Up is a singular movie, and in that singular scene, we got an entire love story that is just absolutely perfect and worth the award it got.
Time. All right, we're going over to Nazario. Nazario, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
I love how he's saying, like, it's just this single scene from Up, but let's discard the whole movie. But when it comes to my movie, let's whole talk about this other movie that came fucking 8 years later. Like I said, the difference with my movie and all his examples is they don't take Michael Corleone, they take Neo, they don't take Andy to do anything with him. Andy's done. And what I said is the perfect ending for Andy's story. Andy's the one we grew up with. We were kids when Andy was a kid. We were adults when Andy was an adult. And we all had that final playthrough with him and pass it on to the next venture. This fourth movie is just the next adventure. Like I said, your movie, man, it's everybody sees this clip out of context and believes it is so beautiful. If you see the beginning of that movie, she's a very dominating girl who does whatever the fuck she wants. She abuses Carl. She makes him break his leg just because of doing what she wants. If you follow that clip, it's all more of the same. She chooses the good job because she wants to be a zookeeper. Fucking, let's be a balloon guy. She is the one who decides that they get married. She's the one that decides they want to have a baby. She's the one who decides where they go on an adventure. He's still doing what she wants after she's dead. Toxic.
Toxic, striking from the record. Oh my God.
Did we watch the same movie? I think you watched something else.
Stop
talking. I have so many thoughts. My board term may take 4 or 5 minutes by itself.
Mark, you good?
I suppose.
Okay. This was tough. For reasons. Both are good picks. I don't like one of these movies and I love one of them, so there's also that. I thought that Nazario's whole argument against Bill Scene was kind of bullshit. From the perspective of like someone who has seen the movie and knows what he's doing. If I had never seen Up before, maybe I could buy into that, but I just didn't at all because I know. And maybe I don't know. And I thought Bill's argument, again, on the other side of it, I love Toy Story 3 and I love Toy Story 4. And I don't think that Toy Story 4 ruins the ending at all. So neither of their attacks like really worked for me based on like my pre-existing notions of the films. But the thing that actually won me over, and I'm sorry, Bill, I went with Nazario, was I thought Nazario's defense on Toy Story 3 was really strong in the sense that Bill's whole thing was Toy Story 4 ruins the story, totally like disrupts any happy ending you would get. But Nazario very smartly took Bill's own argument and put it against him and said that Toy Story 4 is the next adventure of the toys, but his whole opening wasn't really about Woody and the toys. It was about Andy and how the audience is Andy in that moment, and it wraps up Andy's story. And so Toy Story 4 doesn't ruin that because Andy's not there. And Bill also said that like other franchises like are ruined by future entries, and Nazario very smartly said, God, like the examples he gave, Matrix is ruined because they still have Neo there. Godfather could be conceived as ruined because Corleone is there. I thought Nazario played the defense on this one really smart. One of the best defenses I've heard, despite having one of the best or worst offenses I've ever heard, by trying to convince me that Ellie abuses Carl. I thought was ridiculous. But I had to go with Nazario. I thought his defense was incredible. I really did. Cody.
This might not go work for anybody else, but there was a moment a couple years back. There's a quarterback for the New York Giants, and he was running down the field, and all of it, he just trips. He has a clear touchdown, and he clearly just trips and tumbles. That was Bill in this fight for me. Overall, this was arguably the best defense fight I've ever seen, but the worst attacks I have ever seen from both sides. That Ellie is abusive to Carl. That's just called marriage. Every wife runs the household. I don't know what you believe this to be. The wives run our household. The happy wife, happy life. That's the entire statement. Every time he kept saying that this scene's ruined because of 4, I was like, it's just the scene. It's the one scene, and Andy does not return. And then in your closing, it really didn't help because your closing was like, he's talking about all this other stuff in the movie. Don't focus about the other stuff of the movie. Focus about the scene. But your scene sucks because 4 comes over and like, we're doing the same fight. It was just weird. It was just like, I thought if he just had anything to actually tear down Andy's scene, like the performances, the emotional manipulation, anything that he could have said would have been more points in his favor. He just kept going with the 4 argument, which I didn't buy. He's like The Godfather. I was like, I watched Godfather 1 and 2 just fine. I just never even think about 3. Like, it's just, there's things like that. I don't know. I had to go with Nazario, but I thought it was a clear cut, especially when he went on that rant about balloon. He's the balloon boy. I'm like, what the what? That's because I want to spend time together, you moron. Like, they're inseparable. Yeah. All
right. Mark.
Oh, guess mine doesn't count, but yeah, I will piggyback off what you guys have said. Nazario's argument for up scene is maybe one of the wildest arguments I think I've ever heard. It just doesn't make any sense. Like I'm just flabbergasted the whole time listening to it. But his defense for his scene was so much better, and we kept going back to it, and he just kept hammering home. It's the end of Andy's story, and we got the end of Andy's story. We don't bring back Andy. Like, it doesn't really ruin anything. It's weird because I do think Bill honestly has probably the better scene, but it's like, yeah, this is a weird fight, guys. What was this?
I'm sorry.
All right, well, that means your winner is Nazario Montenegro. We're going to start with talking to Bill. Bill, great job tonight. Lots of fun. 3 split decisions and 1 a clean sweep for Nazario. But you played really, really fantastic. This was a lot of fun. Pretty much everything we hoped it would be. How are you feeling post-match?
Yeah, when he said, when it came out, and that's like immediately where my argument went of like, no, you don't get to fucking ignore this horseshit film. No. I went down a bad path, and it happens. So, it's rough. I knew Nazario, this was going to be crazy. Like, we both challenged for titles, but I know how good Nazario is, and that man could fucking argue ticks off a dog's back. He just could. So he's very, very good. I'm glad I won the Shannon Tweed round. Really, that's the win I was hoping for. And the internet's a better place because we got to, at least for a few minutes, talk about history's most perfect woman and Canada's second greatest export. So,
Bill, this does mean that you're out of the tournament, but we will see you back again. We love having you here around the debate league. Anybody that you want to go up against when you come back?
Yes. There's one person. This would be fun for me. Can I get Bobby C? Can I get Robert Castner? I want to make him watch some really bad films just for the fun of it.
He is in the next title picture after this one. So
That
the
would've been
picture after that.
Okay. It's Will Cohen. He's doing this now, right?
I don't know if I don't think so. I don't
Is
think
he?
we've
I
ever,
thought he was. Oh, wait,
I don't
no,
think
that's
we've ever had
Brandon.
him debate.
That's Brandon Cohen.
Brandon Cohen.
That's I knew it was a. I'm going through all the people. You know
we can
what?
definitely if Robert does not win his first match in the next title picture, I could definitely see that being very close. That you guys would actually be very close in rankings. So that would definitely doable.
Here you go. Robert Castner. If he is not available, Andrew Barr.
Oh, that's easy.
We could clearly do a Molokai Cargo Civil War. We will be picking some bad movies.
Yeah, we can definitely make that happen.
Cody, I'm letting you know that in advance, so you could just be checked that day. So
I'm gonna write that down just so.
All right.
Musicals, here we come.
Oh, well, I mean, it's funny. The only time I've had musicals in this debate league, I fucking won.
That's funny.
Bill,
Bill, congrats on a great game, but we will see you next time as we bring in the winner, Mr. VHS. Nazario, you're moving on to round number 2. You were the number 6 seed, so you upset Bill in this one. Pretty dominantly, if you look at the score. The only one with a clean sweep. The other 2 points that you had were by split decisions. So a pretty great showing for you overall. Your record in this league is massive. This was your 10th win in debate. And a lot of players haven't even played 10 matches. So,
but I have like 8 losses, right?
You have 8 losses. You are 10 and
8.
So, you've played a massive amount of matches, but you're positive. So you're heading on to round number 2. Before we talk about who you're going to be playing in round 2, how are you feeling post match here? Because prior to the match, you said that you were maybe going to bullshit us a little bit, and I voted for you a lot. I thought you bullshitted well.
This is probably the least prep match I have done in years. It was a mix of a lot of work and a lot of fucking sickness in the house. So, but I went like, okay, I can do the John Wick one. I can do the Pixar one because I know those movies. I can do the fucking Kevin Smith one. So the only one I actually had to prep was the one I lost, because these fucking movies are so hard to find. They don't even have Wikipedia pages that tell you the plot. So I had to really dig and like narrow it down, because I wasn't gonna watch like 10 fucking movies. So when I narrow it down to like 4, I actually really thought No Contest and Cold Sweat were the best choices, which is why I even posted in the chat after we picked them. Like, I was literally between these 2 fucking movies, because No Contest is entertaining as fuck. But Cold Sweat, even though Bill wanted to give me some shit, it is a fucking interesting movie. It is something that they don't do anymore. It's a small scale, adult-centric movie. It has nudity because it was the fucking 90s, but it's not the point of the movie. It's just trying to figure out, like, if you can grow a conscience when you have been an immoral person for most of your life, and how will that affect you running parallel to this very, very smart woman just trying to find a way to keep going. And it's an even a better performance. But on a funny fucking Sunday afternoon, I would watch No Contest 10 times over Cold Sweat, because it's just fun. By the way, there's a sequel. I need Bill to tell me if I should track that shit down, because if it's as good as the first one,
he's giving
Andrew fucking Dice Clay.
He's nodding. So
and by the way, Andrew Dice Clay gets a lot of shit, but I love The Adventures of Fort Fairlane, and I loved him in this fucking movie.
Nazario, you're moving on to round number 2. You are going to be playing the winner of the next match of the tournament. The number 7 seed, the lower ranked player, is Brian Michaels, and he is going up against the number 2 seed, Cameron Holtzman. Oh, sorry, Cameron, what's his fuck?
Yeah, I would like to play Cameron What's his fuck, because we already are at odds with each other debating on real life. So let's fucking do it.
I forgot about that.
Let's do it on the ring.
Oh, I forgot about that. I love you, Brian, but I kind of want that to happen. I totally forgot about that. Okay.
Go.
Well, Nazario, we're going to see you in a little bit for the next match. So thanks for being here. Congrats on the win. And let's get final thoughts. We'll start by talking to Mr. Menchaca.
Yeah, this was a weird one. I mean, we ended off, with. I mean, I still can't get over this up argument. Maybe I should have wrote something different down. I was just like but Nazario played really well today, and Bill, like, it just sucks. Yeah, I didn't know that Bill brings a lot of heft. A lot of these fights. Excited to see him back again. I don't know if I'd want to watch the bar of him, just as long as they don't have to argue like who's the better athlete, and we get into this Jackie Robinson thing.
Oh my god.
Skip that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, thank you. Was that Bar who did that?
Yeah,
This is Spence first bar.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fucking kill me. That was a long time ago already, and my brain hurts. Cody, final thoughts from you.
So I'm saying that this is going to sound mean, but I don't mean it mean. This when you see this on the card, you're like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I don't feel like I lived up quite to the hype that I wanted it to be. Like, I wanted to go speed round. I wanted to go a little more chaotic. That's just me being somebody that wants punishment. I know what Nazario was doing. Like, he literally got second pick, I'm assuming, in this, and was like, well, how do I beat up? I'll just switch what up's all about and say she's an abusive woman, and that's how I'll try to win, even though all three of us have seen up. So, like, we know that's not the case. So, whatever. Bill, I know, was like, as long as Bill won the Shannon Tweed question, like, peace is restored in the world. Like, he would want to win, but if he lost that and won the match, I think that would have kept him up. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. That's not correct. So, overall, it was a good fight. I think Nazario versus either one will be an interesting next match. If it's Holtzman versus Nazario, two challenge contenders playing each other, like, in that early rounds, which is crazy. And if Brian beat Cam, then that shows that Brian's means business, because hasn't done this, came back in the tournament. So, yeah, who knows? But this overall match, I wanted just a little bit more. I just wanted them to fight in the bone, in the speed round, just for fun.
That's fair. Absolutely. So that's going to do it for us today at Fanzone Debate. I want to thank Mark and Cody for judging. Thank you to Nazario and Bill for playing. I have been Tim. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time with another great debate. Until then, have a great night.